What kind of patriot are you?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning! Happy Friday for those you normies that only work Monday through Friday. I guess it's TGIF. Not for this guy. I work tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll be saying TGIS. Just saying. Fernando Rivera Jr. here. Oh, my head's about to fall off. My head's getting smaller. Your friendly neighborhood conservative ex-con, like it says up there. Yeah. Fernando Rivera, like it says down there. The common sense and random shit show. Because that's what it is. Because it is. A shit show. Logo. Kind of like it. I've showed a couple of people at one of my jobs, and they were like, yeah, it's kind of scary that it looked like you, the cartoon version. Patriot! What kind of patriot are you? You know what a patriot means? Being a patriot? Patriotic? I have to cheat, even though I know, but specifically, according to Webster, yeah, having or expressing devotion to and vigorous support for one's country. You know, I remember a couple of years ago where there were people, you know, it was either during or right after, obviously it was during the running bag of oatmeal's term, you know, Biden, whatever. When there were people literally saying they were offended by the American flag. They will see American flags automatically, MAGA, Hitler. I'm speechless when it comes to that shit. You know, how idiotic that sounds, you know. The American flag now is somehow associated with Hitler. You know, and what kills me even more, I mean, besides Reagan and maybe a couple more, Trump is probably the most patriotic president we've ever had. I mean, you can look back 30 years to his videos, some of the videos when he was younger. He's always loved this country. It's out there. I just don't get these people that feel the way they do and believe everything they believe. I mean, you believe this shit the other day? They were actually saying this highly religious memorial for Charlie Kirk was a Nazi rat. They were actually saying this shit. I'm a Nazi now because I support that. And I'm not even religious. I don't know. Can you make sense of that? Is that patriotic? Anyway, Freedom Toon just put out a video. I thought it was really cool. Pretty much how it is. Yeah, just saying.
USA! USA! USA!
Who pulled us out of the caves and the darkness into the light. The light will defeat the dark.
Light is a reference to Aryan superiority and enlightenment. A cross-analysis of digital sources of Mein Kampf show that light and darkness are used at least 30 times to describe the Aryan struggle against Jewishness. Hitler often refers to the light of reason contrasted against the darkness of his enemies. Make no mistake, this was a Nazi rally.
Kind of sounds like normal political rhetoric.
Normal political rhetoric?
That our enemies cannot comprehend or understand.
Enemies? Hitler had enemies! Nazi philosopher Carl Schmitt formulated the friend-enemy distinction in his 1932 work, The Concept of the Political, which enabled Hitler's dictatorship and influenced countless Nazi thinkers. To this day, Republicans and other fascists can be found referencing having enemies. Can't you see it?
Everyone has enemies. You're investigating enemies.
Of the army that they have arisen.
Army. Where have I heard that? Eureka! Hitler had an army! Can't you see it? It's a direct reference to the violation of the Treaty of Versailles and the Wehrmacht. Virtue is a dog whistle term Hitler used. Trump's administration is planning a new Nazi Holocaust. Charlie Kirk has the same birthday as George Floyd. Erica Kirk has 3 K's in her name. KKK. The signs are everywhere.
Okay. We get it. Here's another one, genius. Charlie's killer said he did it because Kirk was a hateful fascist. You're an extremism expert. What side do you think he was on?
I don't know.
You have no idea.
I don't know.
Not even a guess?
I don't know.
Wow, she really is a savant.
Become a member at freedomtunes.com for exclusive cartoons.
I'm gonna admit, that was the first time I watched the whole video. That's what I do here. I'm here to entertain you. You know, breaking news, maybe not the place, unless you haven't seen it. Then it's breaking to you. But I like to share other conservatives' points, whether it's comical, factual, whatever it may be. Facts don't have opinions. Two genders. But that shit was funny as hell, because like I said, it's the first time I watched the whole thing. I just trust these channels' content, so that's why I like to share their stuff. 6:30 morning, not that many people watch me. C'est la vie. La vie, I get it. Let's see. I'm going to do things a little bit different starting tomorrow, but I'll explain a little bit more later. You see, guys, see this, what happened at Georgetown? Everybody's talking about it. If you haven't seen it, as I said, it's breaking to you. But, yeah, it's a bit crazy, actually.
Take a very close look at this. A left-wing gun club posting recruitment flyers on the campus of Georgetown University with the phrase, "Hey, fascist, catch." That's the same chilling phrase, the same words found etched on the bullet casings in the rifle used to assassinate Charlie Kirk. Georgetown says they have no tolerance for calls for violence or threats to the university. The flyers have been removed, and the university is investigating this incident and working to ensure the safety of our community. Let's bring in Knox Graham now, a member of the Georgetown College Republicans Board. Sir, thank you for joining us this afternoon. It's no small thing to keep dialogue going nowadays, so I just want to get your thoughts on these flyers, on what you saw, on what you feel and what your fellow college Republicans and fellow students are feeling.
Yeah, certainly. Thank you so much for having me. It's so important that we go ahead and have continuing dialogue on our college campuses, especially in the aftermath of what happened to Mr. Kirk. You know, he was a fantastic icon for everything about what it meant to be a young conservative on a college campus in our era.
I got to cut in for a second. This isn't the first video. I was watching another channel yesterday. I forgot who it was. If it was either Laura or Jesse. So I was kind of passing out in between videos that I was watching news. But there's a big takeaway from these videos, from this story being followed by Fox and maybe a few others, and the GOP students' appearance. That's a big takeaway. I'm just saying, in comparison to the other side, when you have students losing their shit about how much we're Nazis. Appearance. Respectful, tie, no blue hair, no nose piercing, very respectful demeanor. I should say a lot.
When he was unfortunately shot and killed, he was executing on free speech. He was exercising our fundamental rights, and that's something that every college student at Georgetown, but all across our country cares about, and cares about being able to express our opinions. I first heard about these flyers when I was sitting in a classroom, and immediately after my class ended, I rushed out to go ahead and see if they were there for myself. There were a handful of them. I think by the time that I got there, the university had taken most of them down. But I think that everybody in the Georgetown community shares how much horror and dissentiment that we have over the fact that these flyers were there in the first place.
I want to delve a little bit into what more these flyers said and what they linked to. The flyers went on to say that it's basically a recruitment advertisement. The only political group that celebrates when Nazis die.
That's right.
Incredibly inflammatory and offensive. Yes. And then it links to a page that says, we're building a community that's done with ceremonial resistance and strongly worded letters. If you want to make a real change in your community, let us know. So they're pulling together. We've talked about the dark places on the internet, and I just want to get your thoughts about the real effort that this poster implies.
Well, the effort that the poster implies, I think, is to bring out some of the darker sentiments that we've seen on the internet in the aftermath of Mr. Kirk's assassination, to bring those out into the real world. Now, granted, I think that almost all elements in the Georgetown community, certainly all elements that are regularly participating in campus discourse, absolutely disdain the kind of sentiments that were shared on that flyer. And in fact, last week, after Mr. Kirk was assassinated, the bipartisan coalition, in collaboration with college Republicans and college Democrats, released a statement abhorring that political violence. I think that that is something that all people share, the kind of disdain at the idea that somebody would be shot for exercising their free speech. But it is clear that this poster was trying to recruit people who might share that opinion. I don't believe that there are absolutely any on Georgetown who do, and I'm grateful at the response that the university gave and the fact that they are fully engaged in an investigation to figure out exactly who put these flyers up and why they were attempting to do so.
Absolutely, Knox. Thank you on that. I want to get into Education Secretary Linda McMahon. She said this on X. At a moment like this, Georgetown has to determine what it stands for as an institution. Allowing violent rhetoric to fester on our nation's campuses without consequences is dangerous. We also read Georgetown's statement there in the beginning of this discussion. What would you like to see from Georgetown?
Well, what I would like to see, and what I believe all college Republicans on Georgetown's campus would like to see, is a complete and full investigation to figure out exactly who is responsible for this, and again, hold them responsible. This is entirely antithetical to the school's code of student conduct, and we are 100% confident in the university's ability to execute on this, assuming that they go through with a full investigation, and we are absolutely supportive of their process as they continue to do so. That's primarily what we want. We already have had the statement that condemns this sort of political violent rhetoric, and we commend that. But we want a full investigation to figure out who is responsible and bring them into compliance with the Code of Student Conduct because of the kind of violent advocacy that they've been pressing. It is entirely antithetical to the mission of a Jesuit Catholic university to go ahead and engage in the kind of horrendous suggestion.
Knox Graham, thank you, member of the Georgetown College Republicans, Georgetown student. Thank you for keeping this discussion going and talking with us. We want to keep the conversation going as well. Thank you, Knox.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
I say again, respectful, articulate, not losing her shit, that everyone's a Nazi, patriotic. That kid's going to be somewhere. Just saying, he kind of reminds me of was it Congressman Brandon Gill, I believe? Very smart, young, upcoming star in Congress. Just saying, you got to hear this guy sometimes when he rips into these lib turds. It's amazing. But anyway, patriotic. So loving your country, God, family, guns, freedom, First Amendment, Second Amendment, the Constitution, is a Nazi. I wonder where they got this from.
Breaking news. Orange man bad.
Orange man bad.
Orange man.
Orange man.
Orange man.
Orange man bad. Diversity is our strength. Gender is a social construct. White people must be abolished. Real communism hasn't been tried yet. He will not divide us. This need is dehumanizing.
Why?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you got Tim Pool said something yesterday, and I agree. This isn't the far left that's doing all this. It's the Democrats. It's literally the Democrats have been taken over by crazy individuals who do not love this country, that are unpatriotic. Anybody that says otherwise is on their side. Let's be real. Someone like me, an ex-gang member, an ex-convict, disagreeing with the rhetoric, it's crazy. And the liberal media, complicit. I say again, 100% complicit. You see Trump yesterday? Was it yesterday, I believe? Listen to what he has to say. Very interesting.
There was another shooting at an ICE facility in Texas yesterday. Detainees were killed. The FBI director posted on social media bullets that were engraved with the message anti-ICE. He just posted another thing on social media saying they recovered a handwritten note from the subject that read, "Hopefully this will give ICE agents real terror to think, is there a sniper with AP rounds on that roof?" Who do you hold responsible for the uptick in left-wing violence in the country?
Radical left rhetoric. The radical left is causing the problem. They're out of control. They're saying things, and they're really dumb people. I mean, I look at Crockett. I look at some of these people. They're very low IQ people, actually. But the radical left is causing this problem, not the right. The radical left, and it's going to get worse. And ultimately, it's going to go back on them. I mean, bad things happen when they play these games. And I'll give you a little clue: the right is a lot tougher than the left, but the right's not doing this. They're not doing it, and they better not get them energized, because it won't be good for the left. And I don't want to see that happen either. I'm the president of all the people. But the radical left is causing this. Radical left Democrats are causing this problem, and it gets worse. It gets worse, and it'll be a point where other people won't take it anymore, and that will not be good for the radical left, and we don't want that.
As he said, president for all. He doesn't say Republicans, conservatives, just the people that listen to him. But we're Nazis. Huh. I don't know. Someone please explain it to me. It's like Charlie Kirk used to always say. Prove to me, without taking anything out of context, prove me wrong that we're not Nazis. Liberal media, colleges, whatever it may be, these people are crazy. And as what he was saying, they're pushing a little too far. They're really pushing, and there are people in this country that are very patriotic and may not stand for it anymore. I'm just saying, I'm not condoning anything, any violence from any side. But I'm just saying, people are getting fed up. Just like people got fed up in November and said, F you, we are voting for Trump, no matter how much of a Nazi or unpatriotic you think he's not. I'm just saying, it's kind of ridiculous, you know? So what kind of patriot are you? You know, I forgot what video was next. Let's delve into it, because I forgot. Should be interesting, though, I think. Did I push star? Let's see. Fupa, just saying. I press stop. Hold on. Okay, why is that? No, not that. Wow, it's messing up right now. Sorry, guys. Tremendous fupa here.
Welcome back.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Baby back, ribs, cur. Baby back. Shit. I'm looking at my screen. I froze. Sorry about that, guys. Hope I'm back on. Oh, there it is. Technical difficulty. That's what I call a major one-handed poop in my face. Check it out. I'm sure most of you guys saw it. Not this way, but
Back more now from my wide-ranging conversation with Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker of Illinois. We spoke about President Trump's threats to send the National Guard to the largest city in his state. At Charlie Kirk's memorial service, President Trump said this: "We're going to have Charlie very much in mind when we go into Chicago. We'll get that straightened out. You have an incompetent governor. He thinks it's okay when 11 people get murdered over the weekend." What is your response?
Well, let's start with the idea that apparently Chicago is living rent-free in the president's head. He seems to mention Chicago at every turn. The reality is that Chicago isn't even in the top 25 cities in terms of violent crime rates.
What?
So he's attacking Chicago because he doesn't like that people in Chicago don't vote for Donald Trump. They don't support Donald Trump. He doesn't like the governor, me, because I don't support Donald Trump, and I think he's wrong for the United States.
Ooh, yeah. I'm going to have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
And he talks about coming into Chicago.
Yeah, as you know, he's been threatening to bring troops into American cities and into Chicago. The reality is we honestly are fighting crime on the ground with civilian law enforcement. That's how it needs to get done. And I've asked the president for help. FBI, ATF, DEA. We want to fight drugs and gangs and guns on the streets of Chicago. And we've done a good job of it over the last 4 years. We've cut the homicide rate in half.
You serious?
All of the violent crime rates for the city of Chicago have gone down by double digits, but we want more help. He's not offering that. Instead, he's offering troops who are not trained to do law enforcement. They don't know how to do arrests. They're really not appropriate for an American city. And frankly, this is part of a broader effort on his part to impose his authoritarian rule on big cities across the United States.
And that's what you call it, authoritarian rule?
It is.
How would you describe it as authoritarian rule?
Well, one after another. Look at everything that he's been about as president. Just recently, trying to take Jimmy Kimmel off the air by having his FCC chair threaten stations with taking away their licenses.
Oh, lies, lies, lies. And everywhere is lies.
Donald Trump has very often talked about bringing troops not just into cities, but anywhere where he sees an opponent that he thinks he should come after. Much of his rhetoric, as we've seen in his speeches, even last night during the Charlie Kirk Memorial, he talked about the fact that although Charlie Kirk didn't hate his opponents, that Donald Trump does.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah! Yes! Yes!
And that he harbors ill will toward them continually. This is a person who thinks that his personal will should be imposed upon the United States. That's not how it works. He wants his Justice Department to go after his opponents.
There's been some suggestions that you might be considering a run for president in 2028. What will be all the different considerations you would make in that decision?
Well, I would actually focus you on the bench that exists for Democrats.
What's the bench?
Boy, we've got a whole lot of really great people, governors and senators.
I gotta laugh at that shit. Yeah, I slightly edited it to make it a little funny. I was gonna try to make a short out of it. For some reason, I kept screwing it up. I'll probably make a short out of that, maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of tired of hearing about this. Baby back, baby back, baby back. Bit skirt. Anyway, yeah. How patriotic are you? What kind of patriot are you? Are you the kind that gets offended by the American flag? Like, does this offend you? American flag behind me? Because I'm American. Does saying "Make America Great Again" offend you? Don't claim to be a patriot if it does. ICE, people doing their job according to the laws of Congress, laws of the United States, but yet they're the Gestapo. When did this start? I mean, it's not new. How? The comparison to Trump and his cabinet and ICE, police officers, to Nazi. I mean, anybody in their right mind can look up history and find out that it's not true, especially looking up old videos of Trump. I'm just saying. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. Anyway, what kind of patriot are you? Well, There are a lot of liberals, ex-Democrats that are, you'd be surprised how many people are actually waking up, the real woke, whether it's gay, LGBTQ, whatever, plus, minus something, that are switching and or have been on this side, but are never mentioned or never given a voice. But I've mentioned it before, walkaway, #walkaway. It's a video I got here that I thought was pretty interesting, and I thought I'd share. So if you haven't gone on #walkaway, there's very, very good stuff on there. I'm just saying, a lot of true Americans voicing as to why they left the left. Anyway. Yeah.
You can just imagine me being a leftist, right? You can imagine me yelling at you, telling you that you're racist. I did that.
The left is brainwashing. They automatically assume that because we are a married lesbian couple, we automatically belong to their side.
I don't want to be liked based on the fact that I'm gay. That's completely ridiculous. But if you say that to a leftist, then suddenly you hate yourself or you hate them.
I think another one of the reasons that I left the left was because I was tired of being a victim. I was tired of everyone telling me that because I was a woman and because I was bisexual that I was somehow being oppressed by literally everyone and everything all the time.
I know that as a gay millennial Jewish nonprofit worker, you're probably not thinking, well, that's your typical conservative.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm a woman, I'm white, and I'm gay. So I feel like that should make me a Democrat. This is what I've been told, but I am far from a Democrat.
And when we speak up and say no, we're not your typical gay couple. We're conservative. That's when we get told that we should go kill ourselves. We should drink bleach. Our car gets vandalized. We get followed home and stuff thrown at our house. But never once did we waver.
Anyway, however, I'd continue to, orange man bad, Republicans bad, which thinking back on it, I can't genuinely remember a bad experience I've ever had with a Republican, but I can definitely think of like hundreds and hundreds of bad experiences that I've had with people that were in my own party.
And then came the protests. I am ashamed now how far left I swung politically. Watching one of my friends casually suggest lining up and unaliving Republicans, seeing sexual assault allegations ignored because they were politically inconvenient, because apparently it's Me Too unless they're blue.
It was in October and it was during a weeknight and we were sitting behind this little 6-year-old and his mom in a gay bar at 10 o'clock at night. I remember thinking then, okay, that's kind of weird. Even my friend had said something at that point of because this was an age 12 and up event where if you were below that age level, you were not even supposed to be in there.
I told my mother about it and she said, you need to be careful because, Republicans, they don't like homosexuals. I said, okay, that's fine. I said, we'll just see what happens. When I tell you the amount of love that I received from this group was overwhelming. Me and my mother just read through all of them and she was like, wow, this is a very accepting party. I said, this is not what I expected at all because my community, the LGBT community, was hate-fueled when I came out as a Trump supporter. It's harder to come out as a Republican and a Trump supporter than it is to be gay.
In order to be a leftist or a liberal, you have to memorize a bunch of strings of words that just don't make a lot of sense, and you have to understand the buzzwords, and you have to have a brief knowledge of all of the random systemic reasons that everyone except straight white men are oppressed.
If you're tired of the hatred and the division, it's okay to walk away. It's okay to think for yourself. You can love others and disagree with them. The Democratic Party and the rest of the left may tell you otherwise, but there is more than one way to think, and that diversity of thought adds complexity, yes, but also beauty into our world. And it's something that should be celebrated, not condemned.
You know, my thing is, I'm not against the gay community. I am against them. In my face. Everyone's gay. The world's gay. You have to be gay too. You have to accept us because we hate you. If you don't, that's what drives me effing nuts. And everything on TV now has to cater. Are we gonna have 5 gay guys and 5 gay chicks, and gay chicks can, make babies together, and gay guys can be pregnant? I was watching a show last night, and I like the show. Slow Horses, great show. But holy shit, the first episode, I caught 5 things that were totally woke. I was like, huh. Example, one line. Yeah, there was an automatic weapon that just caused murder, or whatever it was, the line was. So I looked at my wife and I was like, the gun didn't kill people by itself. It was somebody behind it. I'm just saying. And they made the right-wing guy running for mayor seem like some lunatic, even though what he was saying makes sense, and a few other things. Great show, but I'm hoping they don't ruin it. They're starting to, just like the Last of Us season 2. Ha! As much as I love that show, but they're ruining it. Just saying. Patriot, what kind of patriot are you? I know kind of patriot I am. Constitutionalist. I love this country. I support Trump with my life. And I've devoted myself to it. This is why I'm here. My love for my country. I wish, as I said yesterday, I could turn back time, because I would, if I had to, because I wanted to be in the military. If I survived or I died for the country, it was whatever. I'd be an ICE agent. I'd be something right now. I wish I could be an ICE agent, but I can't because of my record. But it is what it is. C'est la vie. La vie. What kind of patriot are you? I'm a MAGA patriot. Make America great again. That isn't a Trump thing. It's an American thing. Making America great again. If you're offended, there you go. You don't belong here. Just saying. I don't know. I'll never get it. This is me. Genius, I am not, but I have common sense. Again, like the logo. It kind of looks like me. I think it does. Anyway, kind of scary, actually. Topher, 4 years ago. Like 2 genders. No, not really. Put this song out. The Patriot. I've heard it several times. I'm not a big rap guy, but I like it, and I'm going to go out like that. Showing the song, because it's a great song, good words. I believe this guy's ex-military. I never really looked into it. But since I don't listen to rap, this is the one song that actually I was like, oh, shit, this is pretty cool. I'd bang this in my car, even though I got no radio. Doesn't work. And I sold my speakers and amp just so I could buy this computer so I can stream a little bit better. Streaming on Tress. Rumble. If you don't have Rumble, download a great app to have. Owned and run by conservatives, no censorship. YouTube, ScrewTube, that apparently may stop censoring, and hopefully the algorithm works better. And VC Book. Yeah, shit. VC Book. You heard it right. The Conservative ex-con. Now, tomorrow, I'm not going to be on at 6:30. I'm going to try to do something different, maybe change format. Not the show, but I'm not planning on coming on tomorrow, but I am going to try to record a show to air later on as a live pre-recorded show, whatever it is. I want to try something out. I want to see if coming on later, I get more views, because let's be honest, I get discouraged here and there, especially when I check how many views I got, and my videos on YouTube, ScrewTube don't get any more than 10, except unless they're shorts. Once in a while, this surpass 10. Rumble, 40, 50. VC Book, 20, 30, 40, 50. I've gotten a couple that got over 100. But, I don't make money out of this at all. I actually pay, as I've mentioned before, to be able to stream. It's not a lot, but still, you know what I mean? I don't have sponsors. I don't have anybody else with me. It's by myself, solo dolo. This is why sometimes I will F up. Whether it's the internet, whether it's me blah, 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 messing around, but it's whatever. I do everything on my own by myself, and I'm hoping, I got a lot of ideas, trust me, and as this grows, hopefully with help, I'm going to make this a very entertaining, informative-ish, if I can, show. You know what I'm saying? I've mentioned before, I had something I wanted to show, but I wrote them, and they basically told me to F off, so screw them, whatever, but I won't show it. But anyway, love you guys. I wasn't ready. Stay true to the red, white, and blue. And the Patriot, as I said, by Topher. Gotta represent. You already know. Yeah. What kind of patriot are you? Just saying. Love you guys. Ladies.
Someday I would buy dollies with good origin, sails to distant shores, stand up high in the proud, noble bark I steer, steady course for the havens, you many foemen, you many foemen, you many foemen.
Tens of thousands on my right, thousands by my side. War between good and evil, watching our fists collide. Battle for our freedom now, to the streets we ride. Flags waving all around, pages full of pride. This is where we make a stand, no more give or take. March around the Capitol, storm the city gates. Putting pressure on their necks until the truth breaks. All walls of corruption, take out all the snakes. Star Spangled Banner, got it playing loud and proud. People from all walks of life filling up the crowd. Defend the Constitution, many warriors have vowed. Casting down any among us who have bucked and cowed. Enough with tyranny, we come to take our country back. For all citizens, white, red, brown, or black. Return her to a form of glory, fix their bloody crack on the crown. Fetch it down, it's going down.
My mama told me, yeah, she warned me that this day would come. I'm like my father, go to combat with the blazing guns. I survived that, then I came back to the place I'm from, to face off all these haters and the battle in the place I love. You can't break me down, I'm indivisible. You still see my raps if I was invisible. But I'm standing tall, and I spit the truth. So you all appalled, cause you know it's true. They call it freedom cause the fallen troops pay for this. I love this country, doesn't matter how much hate I get. I take my colors in the battle, ain't no wavering. Cause this is for my warriors who marching to the cadences. This is for the sisters working hard on the ship. This is for the brothers getting y'all doctorate. Fathers, yeah, taking y'all on the ship. Baby, tell me why it's all for the Patriot.
Tens of thousands on my right, thousands by my side. War between good and evil, watching our fists collide. Battle for our freedom now, to the streets we ride. Flags waving all around, pages full of pride. This is where we make a stand, no more give or take. March around the Capitol, storm the city gates. Putting pressure on their necks until the truth breaks. All walls of corruption, take out all the snakes. Star Spangled Banner, got it playing loud and proud. People from all walks of life filling up the crowd. Defend the Constitution, many warriors survive.